Okay, so get this. It must have been like Korea or something. But government, they literally just lost all of their cloud data. Like all of it literally just went like poof, gone. And the crazy part, it wasn't even some ransomware or hacker type thing. Nope, it was just a fire, right? So they neglected upgrading these batteries even after the company told them that they needed to get new ones. And I mean, it wouldn't have been that hard for them to like prevent this. Because all it was a fire. It wasn't anything like ransomware, anything like that. So like I mean, it's only like 800 some terabytes, right? And it ran their messaging app, right? Kaiko Talk, their most popular messaging app. But it basically just fried up all of their servers, everything. You know, if you ever watch like Mr. Robot shows like that, you would have seen that one of like the scenarios was that they were trying to like use the UPSs to burn up the data centers and use some sort of vulnerability that would set that all off. And so basically, this wasn't even that. This was just a faulty battery that just got set on fire, right? So yeah, and there's different apps, right? And there's something like apps inside of like the apps. You might have like some different like shopping apps, different like any app that you'd ever need. It's called something like super app, something like that. But a lot of these apps are like running a lot of their like infrastructure and stuff, or run on a lot of their infrastructure. And I actually want Grit to come in here, talk about some of this stuff too. If he wants to like chime in or anything, he can come in and talk too. So what they called it G Drive. I'm like, yeah, that's Google Drive, right? But it's actually not Google Drive. It's the G stands for government. And I'm like, I guess it's government cloud, right? Government drive. So I mean, North Korea's are always had these like censorship and stuff like that on their internet systems. So they had to have some type of like cloud system that everybody would use to actually connect and go through, because they wanted to like censorship and stuff like that. But they didn't even rely on stuff like Google or Microsoft or any like storage provider, right? They didn't even use like AWS, stuff like that they can store stuff on. What they did is they built their own cloud environment, right? That hosted everything for the whole entire like, I don't even know how to say this, but the whole entire like area of like Korea and stuff would be running off of that cloud to get all their apps and stuff. But Google and Microsoft, they're a lot different. They're more like digital sovereignty. They want us to actually own our data. We're independent in our data. But Google and like Microsoft like tracking us, right? They have all those trackers, and you would think they're making a lot of money off that tracking. They are making a lot of money off that tracking, if you thought that you were right. Because a lot of the times over your lifespan, right, you're going to be spending money on the internet. And if any of those advertisements even click a little bit, you're going to be buying something that was advertised to you. So they just bank off of that tracking information to know and basically know what you'd want to buy before you even buy it, right? Just because you look something up. And the crazy part, over 125,000 Korean government workers were using G Drive, and they were told to never store anything on their local computer, that they had to put everything on G Drive. So all of those like 125,000 people or more, right, that listened to them and didn't put it on their local computer. So it's like what, 858 terabytes of data just gone, right? Imagine working on a project for like 6 months or something, right? And all that data just gets blown away, right? All that progress of those files that you were working on just gone. So yeah, I'm not going to be listening to my government to just put stuff on their local cloud servers, right? That would be stupid. You always have to have a backup, right? But those government workers didn't know any better, right? They weren't very experienced with the technology, so they just listened to the people. Put all their stuff on G Drive, government drive. I'm not talking about Google Drive, but it's really like puts in perspective how we actually need to not listen to the government, right? But the crazy thing is they're trying to literally rescan all of the documents. All of the little documents, because they don't have them anymore. All of that stuff was saved in G Drive. Oh yeah, just throw everything in G Drive. Don't store it back up off the cloud. Why would you put all of your trust in the cloud? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Now that I've heard about this story, right? So now this even proves that you can never skip backups, even if you build your own cloud, right? You keep those backups in different places. And the reason I say that is because they kept the backups in the same storage room that all the servers went up ablaze, right? They didn't have a special another area. They didn't have a off-site center. Hey, what's it called? It's a called cold site, whatever it's called, warm site, hot site, stuff like that. Aid in disaster recovery. They went in, they stopped the fire, and they weren't able to save much. It's literally just bricks and bricks of servers, right? And the images that I've seen. So yeah, anything, even my like YouTube videos need to be backed up, right? That I'm making right now. So yeah, your computer can literally catch fire and then boom, everything's gone. So like storing backups in a different place is always important. So
yeah, real nice. Exploit the rock guy for engagement. Come on, guys. 1 click equals 1 snack, but even then last time he promised me candy. I got gravel.
if you enjoyed this video, I don't know, Grit might like some rock candy, and I'll give Grit some rock candy if I get 100 subscribers from this video. So thank you everybody for watching, and bye.